Well, hello everyone, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are having a wonderful and prosperous and productive day. This is again Anita in the Biz Coach coming to you with valuable information on researching grants, writing grants, finding resources and other options for funding for your business and your nonprofits. Okay, so I wanted to do something a little bit different today, and I'm always sharing how you need to, if anybody knows me, you've seen me on social media, stay ready so you don't have to get ready for grants. All right. You don't want to be caught up in not being able to be ready when you find a grant that you know that you qualify for. So, in order to do that, there's different little tricks and trades that you can do in order to be able to be ready. Okay. So recently I came across a website and grant opportunity for women because March is Women's History Month. So I definitely wanted to give information to my girls, girl power. Okay. So this website actually is www.ladieswholunch.org, and you can get more information on the grant there. They do give this grant up to $10,000, and it says that it provides this funding for business education, mentorship, advisory support, community and amplification for women and non-binary business owners and entrepreneurs. All right. The deadline for this one is around the corner, though. That's the thing about that. That's why I'm going over this in detail with you. So the deadline is March 27, 2022. So you don't have a lot of time to get this one together. However, that's why I wanted to go over some of the details on the actual online application. How did I get it? Okay, let me tell you. So I think I shared this in one of my other videos before, but what I like to do is, and I'm a little old school, so I like to write and be able to have stuff in front of me a lot of times. So if I can, and if the portal that they're using allows you to, I will go on, create, most times you have to register and create an account with their organization or business or whatever on their website. And then you can go in and answer some of the things, and then you'll be able to go to each page. But sometimes they will allow you to see the whole application at one time. So when you do that, and you're able to do that, what I do is I print it out. I like to print it out so I can look at it. You can be able to use it as a template so that you can fill in your information as you go along, okay? A lot of them don't do that, but then, however, when those that do allow you to, that would be something that can help you to get ready for it, because there's a lot of different, questions they may ask and things you might not be prepared for. And that way you don't have to keep going back and forth to the website. Most of them will allow you to work and save your work and be able to continue at a later date. Sometimes there's glitches. You don't want to be caught up in that if at all possible. You put a lot of work and time and effort into these things. So you don't want to waste time. You don't want to be frustrated because you lost all your information when you tried to upload it, or there's something happened with your internet or whatever. Because, technology is great and wonderful, but it will fail you. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with doing it old school sometime. And then the other thing with that, once you create this template, guess what? You can use it for other grants. All right. You might need to change some things around, change some wording here and there, but you will have your general template that you can use whenever you need to apply for a grant. So you don't have to keep going through the same thing over and over. Just get ready and stay ready, right? So with this Ladies Who Lunch, some of the information, like I said before, they grant up to $10,000. Okay. The deadline is March 27th of this year, which is this month. And one of the things that you definitely want to look at closely is the criteria. So what makes you eligible and what makes you ineligible. Okay. So with this one, it says you must be incorporated, located, and operate in the U.S., consumer-based products and business. You can be direct to consumer, or you can be a business to business, what we like to call B2B. Okay. But you cannot be in these industries: finance, healthcare, technology, logistics, and manufacturing. And another criteria is in the for your gross revenue in 2021, it has to be between 75,000 and 2 million. So if you made that much in gross revenue, you will also qualify for this, okay? So what I did, like I said, I printed it out. So most times you have to create a profile and create you an account for it. So I did that. And then I had to answer some initial questions to see if I qualify. And I'll be honest, I forgot one of the criteria. They said you can't do it. So I put it in and it was like, oh, we're sorry, you don't qualify at this time. Then I remembered, oh God, let me go back and change that. Okay, because I wanted to see if I would be able to print this out so I could share it with you guys. So I did go back and change it and did all the changes I needed to do. And then kaboom, I saw the whole application online. So I was able to print out the whole thing. So some of the questions they ask on this particular one is, of course, your personal information, your personal contact information, your name, your, maybe your business location, your email address, phone number, of course, website if you have that. With this one, because it is for women and non-binary, I believe I was reading that correctly. Did I read that correctly, you all? Yes. So with that, they ask some additional qualifying questions as well. So they ask you, what are your pronouns? When it comes to gender, how do you identify? It asks for your age range, what race you identify with. Are you a member of the LGBTQ plus community? And of course, the name of your business. So then from there, I was able to go further into the application. And some of the other eligibility, it asks for your age. It also asks, and a lot of times when it comes to women-owned businesses, it will ask if the business is 51% female-owned. With this one, it says up to 51% or more for women, femme, or non-binary people. So the actual business has to be, use those criteria as well. All right. So getting to some of the nuts and bolts of this one. Well, this actually asks if you have employees between 2 and 30. So you can't have less than 2 and you can't have more than 30 to qualify for this one as well. And they can be full-time, they can be part-time, or contract workers. Now, that is very different because a lot of times, they only let you qualify for part-time and full-time. But this one also includes contract workers because, it's good that some of these funders realize that a lot of times we use, contract 1099 workers versus employees, right? So that's another plus for this one, okay? Let's see, it asks for if you have Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, of course, your website and all of that. But I wanted to get to some of the main questions that they ask, that you might need to work on or what have you. So let's see. It asks, what are your primary needs for capital? So you need to be able to say what that is for. And it lists a lot of things here: utilities, distribution, inventory, loan payments, partnerships, payroll, rent, social media, equipment, and the list goes on. All right. So it says for participation in this launch program. One of the questions they ask is, why do you want to participate in this launch program? How do you think it will support the scaling of your business? So they're actually trying to fund people that are trying to scale and grow and expand their business. So you have to know how to you reply to that. All right. So another one of the questions is, and it uses the LWL acronym for what this grant is. And of course, it's for Ladies Who Launch. All right. So it says the LWL Launch Program is able to build a close-knit community because participants attend all program-related meetings. Please explain your commitment to participation. And it only gives you a limit of 100 words in most of these, 100 to 150 words. So you have to be very strategic on the wording that you use, making sure you explain yourself clearly, so that it is understood by those that will read it. And at the same time, give detailed information about your goals, objectives, and answering the questions that they are asking you. All right, so another question that they ask on this one is, do you have a personal relationship with any of the current or past employees, co-workers, or board members of the Ladies Who Launch? It says, if you are accepted into the lunch program, what parts of your business would most benefit from mentorship and guidance? So they're going to be providing, these type of services to you as well if you receive the funding. And it has a list between branding, fundraising, legal, venture capital, wholesale, design. It has a whole bunch of other things on the list, and you can select up to 5 different things. And then one of the most important questions they have on here is, please name 2 to 3 challenges that you are or anticipate your business will face in 2022. What pain points are you having that you feel are not addressed by pre-existing accessible resources? So you need to be able to be able to answer that strategically. There that word is. And it only gives you 150 words again. So utilize your space and your wording, be very detailed as well as getting to the point. Don't hem-hum around because you don't have a lot of words to be able to explain and answer the question, okay? So those are just some of the questions that's on this particular grant. And again, this grant is called the Ladies Who Launch. And again, like I always say, always review all the criteria, read over the whole thing first before you try to apply. You want to make sure you have all your documentation, everything that you need or they may request on hand already. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to, and I do on occasion, print out the whole application from online. That way I can be prepared and know what it's asking for and be able to supply what they request, okay? All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful to you today. And of course, as always, you can reach out to me at Anita N. the Biz Coach on all my social media platforms. That would be Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right, I look forward to next time. See ya.